The water shuddered. Mark Anderson froze mid-kick, regulator clenched between teeth. 12 years of diving British Columbia's coast taught him this truth. Movement this sudden meant predators. Sunlight pierced the water, casting eerie patterns on how sounds surface. Mark Anderson plunged into the cool waters off British Columbia's coast, unaware this ordinary September day would change his life forever. With over a decade of diving experience, hundreds of dives, and thousands of underwater footage clips, nothing prepared him for what lay ahead. Visibility was exceptional, about 30 meters. Though chilly at 12 degrees, the water was strikingly clear. Mark drifted leisurely through kelp forests, framing bright starfish dotting the rocky seabed. A cluster of sea cucumbers caught his eye, and he moved in for macro shots. Then he felt it, a subtle shift in the current. Something large was nearby. Turning slowly, Mark expected a curious seal or a small orca, common in these waters. But what he saw left him stunned. A young humpback, no more than 4 meters long, hovered just meters away. Its movements were odd, unlike the usual grace of these giants. The calf jerked erratically, glancing back at the diver as if checking if he followed. Its small eyes, unusually expressive for such a creature, seemed to plead with urgency. Mark held his breath and raised his camera. A wild whale this close was extraordinary, yet the animal showed no interest in being filmed. It edged closer, its massive fin nearly brushing Mark, then veered sharply in a wide arc before returning. This repeated several times, each pass more deliberate. On the 5th or 6th pass, the calf abruptly changed course, swimming 20 meters before pausing to check if Mark followed. Hesitating, Mark weighed the risks of following wildlife into open waters. But the calf's insistence, its near desperation, compelled him. After checking his gauges, he followed northeast, the depth increasing as sunlight dimmed. The calf paused every 30 meters, ensuring Mark kept pace. "500 meters later, they reached an underwater valley. There in the shallows, Mark's blood ran cold. A massive adult humpback, 14 meters long, hung motionless, its body shrouded in a strange gray mass. Up close, Mark realized it was barnacles. But these weren't small clusters. They formed a thick, continuous layer, centimeters deep in places, leaving only the eyes and blowhole exposed. The calf nudged the larger whale, likely its mother, who responded weakly with a flick of her tail. Even through the water, Mark saw her labored breathing. Without delay, he swam closer, hands trembling as he drew a titanium knife. Barnacles often signaled health issues. Something had crippled her immunity. Working carefully, Mark chipped away at the largest barnacle patches. It was grueling. Each removal required force yet precision to avoid harming her skin. The calf circled nearby, emitting low calls, while the mother blinked slowly at Mark. After 30 minutes, he'd cleared a table-sized area, a drop in the ocean against her massive infestation. Air running low, Mark surfaced, memorized the location and radioed the Marine Mammal Rescue Center. "This is diver Mark Anderson," he said, voice shaking. "Adult humpback in critical condition near How Sound's entrance. Body fully barnacled, barely moving. Calf present." An expert responder assured him a team would arrive within an hour. For Mark, it felt eternal. He snorkeled intermittently, watching the calf cling to its mother. 53 minutes later, a rescue vessel appeared, carrying 6 specialists, veterinarians, rescuers, and a cetacean behaviorist. Assessing the situation, divers deployed hydraulic scrapers to remove barnacles efficiently. Mark joined, aiding where he could. Once most barnacles were cleared, an ultrasound revealed a foreign object in the whale's stomach, a large industrial fishing net laced with toxic chemicals, including banned tributyltin. "A chemical time bomb," explained Dr. Chin, the lead vet. Toxins had ravaged the whale's liver and kidneys, paralyzing her muscles. "Without the calf's intelligence and your help, we'd have lost her. 3 weeks of rehab followed. Mark documented their recovery daily. By mid-October, both whales were released. As the gates opened, they paused briefly before diving into the sea. Suddenly, they breached in unison, a breathtaking leap that seemed a grateful farewell. The story spread globally, highlighting the calves' rare plea for help. Tagged post-release, the whales were tracked to Hawaiian waters where they thrived. A year later, Mark spotted them again, healthy, vibrant, the mother's scar the only reminder of her ordeal. The calf, now larger, even nudged Mark's boat. This rescue became a beacon for marine conservation. For Mark, it was life-changing. He left his job to work full-time at the rescue center, dedicating himself to protecting ocean giants. His footage now educates on marine pollution's devastating impacts. Each year, as humpbacks return to British Columbia, Mark scans the waters, hopeful. Their story taught him miracles happen, especially with creatures as extraordinary as humpbacks.